What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the best meta players you can use for Pacey winger. So we did have Anthony on here. Unfortunately, he cannot be used. He was going to be one that I really wanted to do, especially being a United player. That would have been a really nice one as a name and just somebody that can be linked very, very easily. As you can see, the popular evolutions at the moment for the two, until I can imagine they get it sorted out, is Alicia Lehman and also Malcolm. Malcolm's going to have some great links. Alicia Lehman, she's Alicia Lehman. In terms of the requirements then, max 81 overall, 85 max pace, 85 dribbling, 75 physical, 80 passing, max 8 playstyle. So I'm assuming there's somebody who's very good who has 8 already, or it's just the fact that you get a double extra and they don't want too many on one person, and they can play in the position of a right wing. You got 4 overall you get, so a nice little bonus. 8 on the pace, 4 on the passing, as well as dribbling, physical, and 3 on the shooting. In terms of the people you can do then, Alicia Lehman, as you saw from the start, can be from an 81 all the way to an 85. There is only 2 levels, and yes, this does cost the 50k or 1000 FIFA points. I think in general with her, definitely not a bad one to go for in terms of building out your women's team, especially for the Prem. Right now, it probably doesn't look the greatest option, purely on the fact that we don't have a huge variety of women in the special variety as such. We got Mallard last week from the Road to Knockout that you can get now. I think we got Roof from the Bundesliga. So whether you'd want to actually upgrade anybody, Politano, being the third one now, is going to be a cracking option as well. I think for me, he is a beautiful option for a 4-star. There is no upgrade on a weak foot or skill move for this, unfortunately, but you can get yourselves a nice 85. It goes from an 83 to an 85 depending on the level. I think for me, he is going to be the better Serie A option you can go for, as well as the pace increase to 91, decent shooting, dribbling to 88, a little bit of physicality I'm not too fussed about, as realistically, if it is going to be a solid out-and-out winger, it is what it is there. Malcolm, on the other hand, is again one for the future, but also there is some players that you could use in the Saudi, CR7 being the big name. You've got Talisca as a name there as well. Conte's already got an inform, big boy Benz, so there is players already to link with, let alone Elwara and El Jabba. Them two are already in the game and in Heroes as we speak, basically. So there is links for him. There is no reason to say that he's not got anybody to link with yet. And, well, in fact, the biggest one, perfect link in Neymar. So he gets the Brazilian left wing for, obviously, the Saudi, and Malcolm on the right. Again, lovely pace increase. Doesn't quite have the 4-4 that Politano has, but most definitely could be their right wing. But you've got the options there of Talisca already being a right mid, I believe, in his inform. I cannot remember, actually. I remember seeing something about a right mid. Other options you can go with, there is a couple that you can go. I think Vasquez most definitely isn't brilliant. I'd like to tell you about skycoach.gg. They offer many features within the FIFA franchise, from FIFA coins to FIFA Weekend League boosts, from trusted sellers, pro players, and are the best prices on the market currently. They have fast delivery, high quality services, lots of games, and also a cashback program. The more coins you buy, the more eligible you are for cashback options. So if you want to buy FIFA coins at the best price, click the link in the description of this video. It will be active promo code for 10% discount from my subscribers. All you have to use is the code JT11 at the checkout to receive this bonus. On to the video. So there we go. Vasquez isn't a bad option. Could keep him right back if you really wanted to. Gets a bit more pace, bit more physicality. So in terms of a right wing back, could be an option for you. Most definitely don't sniff away at the right back. In terms of right wing, I wouldn't say he's number one on my shout, purely for the fact the shooting's not quite at a right wing sort of standard, I think. Not saying it's that far off, but in terms of a right wing back for a La Liga team, that most definitely is never an awful option to get him up there. How many times do you reckon he's actually going to get a promo this year? Could be a big shout in it. If then we keep going on somebody else, I know there is this girl from Real Madrid, right wing, again, 89, 80, 87, 71, already a 4-star, 5-star, which again is another reason I know with Liga F, there is actually some very usable ladies in there. We've already got Hansen as a right wing, but the question is, can she play any other position? Because I think that would be the one. So she can go right mid. Well, I don't know if I've spelt her name right, actually. Oh, please be one of the ones here. I was going to say, I don't know if she can play left wing. So that already is a solid option that you can go for very, very little coins. Easy left wing, Hansen right. You've got the Barca Nigerian striker. I think Putellas is a centre mid. There is another centre mid, Rolfo left back. Again, not an awful option. When you really kind of dive deep into these, there is some that are maybe not the most popular votes, but doesn't mean that they're not right for your club. You've got to think, realistically, if I look at the top here, Politano, I could do him right now. More than likely he gets an upgrade. He's bound to. Politano always ends up with something, normally in Winter Wildcard. Alicia Lehmann, any of the ladies, I don't know when they get upgraded, because at the minute, we've had very few upgraded yet. Whether they do a full promo around them, it could be the way. Vasquez, I don't see being upgraded massively. Malcolm is the same. Another one that could be upgraded quite a lot, but again, might not be right now, is going to be Kuleveski. Turning him into an 85. He had a road to the knockout last year, I want to say, at the very, very start of the game. So we've seen one card of him, never really loads. So it's always something to always consider of the big names that they could get an upgrade later on down the line. I'm not saying that you're going to use Kuleveski, Politano, Alicia Lehmann in January, February time, because realistically, you've more than likely got the better right wings already. But this is good for Road to Glories. I suppose if you don't spend FIFA points, bar from maybe on this, I just don't like giving up 50k for it personally. But I do think there is some options you can go with that could kind of stand the time, really, rather than being upgraded next week potentially. And that, unfortunately, is it. You do have Kubo as an option, which I think is absolutely jokes, seeing as though you can go get his player of the month. So if you don't want to do a player of the month, you can go do this upgrade instead. And I think there is also somebody else that has already had an upgrade. I can't remember who it was. Bergwijn. So you can go get him as an 83, I believe. So you have got an 84 in SBCs at the moment. But you can go and do them if you really didn't want to do the upgrade, which is what it is. You then have Brahim. Beautiful 4-star, 5-star. Does only go to the 84, so it depends on if you wanted to max out to the 85 or you're okay with maybe dropping a rating and not necessarily going that way. There is always an option, I believe, I don't know if it can be just yet or if it's even here still. You have got Welcome to Evolution as well. So if you have still got that, you could go and do, say, Brahim in that first, get him an 81, and he hopefully should be able to still do this. The only thing with that is make sure with these one upgrades, it doesn't take you over the requirement. So realistically, what? If we look at 85 pace, dribbling, 75 physical, 80 passing, I believe you just get +1 on all of them. If we looked at Brahim as he's the one option, the pace would be fine. Dribbling would be 84, that's fine. Was it something with passing? Did we say passing? Physical. 80 passing, 75 physical. So it'd end up with, it's fine with all of it. So he could be used in the Welcome to Evolutions first, make him an 81, and then put him into this, as I believe there is no requirement for gold. It is just the rating. As long as he's 81, he can be whatever evolution you want. It just needs to be 81 as a maximum. So he could be an 84 by doing the Welcome to Evolution and then putting him into the Pacey winger. Just as an extra option. Same with most of these 80s. Just make sure that they don't go over on it. So for instance, with this girl here, she would end up with an extra physical, I believe. So if we see the Welcome to Evolution, you get a +1 physical. With that one, you've obviously got the max 75 physical, taking it to 76. So you wouldn't be able to upgrade it into Welcome to Evolution and then into this. So just make sure with that, because it will catch you out, I promise you. It's already looked nearly to catch me out. Other than that, I feel like the options are very kind of far and few. I think as you go further down, they're nice options. Like Elise, not a bad option, but only getting an 82, I just don't see the point. If it was like an upgrade to an upgrade, fair enough. Maybe if you can get him to 85, 86 from this, that would be a nice option, but only to 82, I'd much rather go with one of the popular options and just use it that way. That would be my personal preference with it. But in terms of upgrades, I think it goes, I would say, in terms of where you want to take the club, I think Lehmann's not a bad shout. I think she's in the top majority, but for the future, I'd say Politano is going to be my #1 shout for the 4-4. And if you've already got a Saudi team, Malcolm has got to be your option. I think a Brazilian winger gets the links to Neymar, obviously to Benz. I don't know who else is in his club personally. In fact, can we even click on it, or can we click on the player? just want to see who else is in his actual club to get easy links straight off the bat. Of course, we've gone to Saudi. So Neymar is actually in his club as well. So that makes perfect sense. You got Milinkovic-Savic, good goalkeeper. Already got an inform, in fact. I think that's from today. You then got El Dasari, I want to say, pronounce his name, in at left mid. Koulibaly, could get an upgrade later on. Ruben Neves with potentially an upgrade. So I think Malcolm, if you've got a Saudi team, he's going to be an easy option. But they're the options for Pacey winger. I'll do Bruiser wing back next, and we'll also get some reviews out on these evolutions very, very soon. Take care. Peace. Let me know who you're picking.